heading down to Bray seafront for a little bit of sketching. So it's a nice day, it's not raining, and let's see how we get on. The gardens along my parents' road are really nice. I always love coming here once winter is over because everybody puts effort into the garden. Lovely colourful stones. So this is Bray seafront opening up before us, and this is why I'm going down to sketch, because yesterday was St. Patrick's Day and the seafront is lined with amusements and kind of a fun fair arcade, well, I don't know how you call it, you know, things, rides, things that spin around. Very Bray. Bray is the seaside town that came to prominence in the Victorian age. So here's Bray, and there, can you see that? There's all the action. Whoops, sorry. There's all the action. So I'm going to go down there and I'm going to see what I can sketch. But I changed my mind and I went up to the cliff walk to do a sketch there first. So here's the train track that goes from Bray to Greystones. And there's the sea. So if you followed that train track, well, you'd take the coastal route all the way to Dublin City. Now, that little headland we're looking at in the middle, that's not quite Dublin. That is probably Killiney. And it's really nice when you sit in the train at that point and look out the window, because right beneath you, you can see the waves crashing onto the rocks. And that's where I went to school. If I could drop a pin in the middle of a video, I would stick it right on that headland. But my direction, my geography wouldn't be the best, so I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the train track. And these are the rocks. So this is the bit I've settled on because it has a bit of railway stuff in it and some rocks with crashing waves. And this is my preliminary sketch, which isn't much in fairness. So my task is to try and make the white breakers crash against those rocks in the foreground and make them look kind of white and foamy against the sea. So I'm hoping to do that by darkening up the sea just next to the white foamy bits. So I'm not hugely optimistic, but I'll see how we get on. There was a rockfall and Bray County Council in their wisdom have shut off the path, and lots of people have come to visit only to find it blocked off. So there's 5 kilometres beyond that fence that are blocked off. So here we go, back to what we've been doing. Okay, so I have left lots of whites, reserved lots of whites around the rocks, and my idea is to darken up around the whites and then to add some white gel pen on top of the darker bits just to make the white waves really stand out. So as you can see, my paint has taken a long time to dry. It's just that kind of a day. So my seagulls have let their wings bleed and drip into the sea, but that's fine. That's their right as birds of the air, seabirds of the air. So my plan is now to wait for everything to dry and then to put on some kind of darker waves. You can see I kind of started it, but they all bled into the sea. So I'll wait for that to dry a bit and then, and I'll add a little bit of sky at the top. The sea is very misty, or I should say the sky is very misty, so it's bleeding into the sea a little bit, but we'll get around that. I've added some white gel pen to make the waves a bit more wavy, and I've put in a bit of grass, and I'll do a little bit of rock above the rocks on the left hand side, and I don't think I'll bother putting in the bit of machinery, not because I don't like it, I do, but because I want to get down onto the seafront before it all gets packed up and put away. This sketch will always mean something to me because it's where my father walks his little dog every day, come rain or shine, never misses a day. It's my dad's walk. The cliff walk sketch in the bag. Now I'm walking down to Bray seafront. And I can hear the screaming of the kids come up here, so the rides are clearly still in operation. So soon I'll find something really cool to sketch, I hope. Bray Beach, stony. That's where I've just come from. So if you look up to the left and you'll see that little headland, I was walking up there to do the little sketch of the cliff walk and the sea. I've got lots of subjects to choose from. The place is quite busy, nothing like it was this morning. I'm quite keen on all the amusements, so I'm going to see if I can find something amusements wise. Look at that one. Oh my god, I get such a holly wobbles looking at that. I have a terrible fear of heights. Don't know how they can do it. Okay, I'll go over and see if I can find something. God, rather them than me. You guys are on the way up. Poor things. So, my approach was to make like some dots around the top in the ellipse shape and then to put the people on. And my idea is to put the clouds in and then to put the people on in a kind of a silhouette. That's the idea anyway. There's the rooftops. So what I've done is I've did the usual thing for clouds. I put loads of water on the page in kind of patches, and then I put some very dilute Payne's grey onto the wet patches. Now, as you can see, my brown ink didn't dry, so I've got a lot of brownish looking clouds up at the top, but I'm not worried. Now my plan is, you can see my little subject here going down. My plan is, when everything's dry, to go over the little chairs that the people are sitting in with a very strong bright colour. Anyway, that's the plan. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we'll try it. So it's raining now and I've just got some chips to take home to my dad. Woohoo! That's a very Bray thing to do, so I'm very happy now. Now you see that little bunch of girls there, right? Well, I passed them on the way down. It must have been an hour and a half ago, and I would have liked to sketch them, but I said no, they're probably about to go. And here they are, an hour and a half later, and they're still chucking stones into the sea. So I really, really missed a trick there. But there you go, that's what happens. Live sketching. You never know what's going to happen. Little cuties, look at them. Gosh. I'm really sorry I missed out. Oh well, I'll come back again. Do some more cute little girls. So I'm walking back up to my dad now, and he only likes to eat at dinner time, which means my chips will be cold by the time Dad wants to eat them, but that's okay. I've got two sketches. This one isn't anywhere near complete, as you can see, but it's what I wanted to capture. I wanted to capture the look of, you know, the guys being swung up into the air. So anyway, look at, I better keep going. It's starting to rain, and I will catch up with you later. The next morning I went back to see if I could get on with a few sketches of the funfair stuff, but everyone was packed up and gone away. Well, that's the big swingy thing I drew yesterday. So I guess it's basically a giant tripod. Here is the sketch finished and complete, and really not that much better than it was when I was down at the seafront. My father took one look at it and said, that fella in the front, he should be behind, not in front of the tower. And in fact, he was dead right. So I sort of drew the tower on top of him later, but I don't know how effective it is. I was a bit disappointed not to get a chance to draw any of the amusements that I'd started drawing the day before. But, you know, it just goes to show you that you really have to take your moment when it presents itself. Well, I'm back here on the beach and I've just done another little sketch, and I'm very happy that I have my microphone still attached to my phone, because didn't I get home the other day to realise that I'd lost my woolly cat, I think that's what they call them, wind muffler thing on a mic. So I got up really, really early the next morning, and I was out on the walk down to Bray seafront by 7:30, looking for the little black fluffy wind muffler affair, and I didn't find it, and I thought, oh, €30, sending off to Germany to get another one, because you have to get one that fits your microphone, don't you? Anyway, on the way down I saw a thing that looked like my wind muffler, but it was just an iron bolt. And then when I got to the seafront, I saw a thing that looked like my wind muffler, but it was just a fir cone. And on the way back, there against the hedge overlooking the train tracks was my wind muffler. So for that reason, I can still make videos that don't sound too windy. Now, I'm just thinking, looking at the picture of the sea through my camera is very different from looking at the sea through my sketch. So I think I'll have to do a bit more to make it look a bit more realistic. So I will get back to you in a minute. Here's the sketch I did sitting on the beach in that lovely sunshine. It's not quite finished, but it's nearly there. And I'm definitely the wiser when it comes to capturing the look of waves crashing against a shore in the sunshine. Sitting there on the beach on that beautiful sunny afternoon was just so heavenly. I didn't want to go anywhere. And I thought of my dad sitting up in the house, up at the top of the road. And I thought how much he'd enjoy to get out into the sunshine. And I felt guilty that I was sitting there when I could be going up and going out for a walk with him. But it was just too nice to tear myself away. And I was coming to the end of my sketch of the waves in the sunshine when suddenly there appeared on the stones beside myself and my little dog Reuben, my father's dog Babette. So where she is, he's not far away. And sure enough, he was there behind me. And I finished up what I was doing and I put it all away and I went to join my father and we walked the rest of the afternoon together in the sunshine. And as we walked up to his house together, really that was the end of the sunshine, but I got the best of it sitting on the beach on my own with the sketch and then joining my father. So it really was the perfect way to end my few days in Bray last week.